Alrighty, guys, it's good to be back with you again. We've got the Detroit Tigers at the Philadelphia Athletics today. This is May 26, 1908, and so our replay continues. A quick look here at the standings, as you can see here underneath my head. The Athletics at 21-16 are a game and a half behind Cleveland. The Naps are 21-13 because they've played fewer games, and then come the Browns at 22-15. They just won, you recall that one. The Tigers, meanwhile, 18-17, have had a little bit of a swing of good luck recently. They're only 3.5 games back, and so it still is anybody's race here in the American League, as it has been for the entirety of this project. The National League, meanwhile, the Giants 29-9, Cubs then 27-14, 3.5 back, and we know how good those Giants are. So we'll go ahead and start this one off. It's going to be Matty McIntyre here to lead this off for the Tigers, and he's up against Eddie Plank. Eddie Plank is 5-4 with a 1.49 ERA. That's 1908 for you. The roll from McIntyre is a 54 for a 45. It's going to be a fly ball to right field. Murphy, the right fielder, has that for the out, one away. Up is Germany Schaefer. Schaefer rolls a 51 for a 10, and he gets the single to center, and that'll bring up Sam Crawford, and we have our first decision of the game. Schaefer does have an 11, so I think we will hit and run. Crawford hitting 309. He'll be followed by Cobb. So Crawford, and they're going to do the hit and run. The roll is a 46 for a 29. That's a comebacker to Eddie Plank, who has to go to first with it. Schaefer moves to second, and the hit and run works. 2 away, here comes Ty Cobb. And Cobb rolls a 45 for a 14, and he'll take first on the walk. That'll bring up Claude Rossman. Runners on at first and second. Nobody out, just the start of things. Top of the first. I'm sorry, 2 outs, but just the start of things here. And here's Rossman. No score is what I meant to say. And the roll is a 64 for a 13, and he goes down on strikes. And so we go now to the bottom of the first inning, and it is no score. For the Athletics, here comes Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell's hitting 219 up against Summers. Ed Summers, 4-4 record, 2.13 ERA. He tends to be lost when we talk about great Tiger pitching. And the roll is a 41 for a 28. Ground ball to short. Schaefer on the first. There's 1 away. Here comes Simon Nichols. Nichols is hitting 224. His roll is a 25 for a 9. That'll be a single over short. So the Athletics also are able to get somebody on base quickly. And we have the same sort of dilemma. Collins hitting 273. And the question is, how badly do you want the runner over? But I think we will bunt with him. So it's a little bit of a gamble. We'll see what happens. Rolls a 12 for a 24, and so it doesn't work at all. Summers grabs it, turns around, and throws to Schaefer at second, and they get the lead runner. 2 away now, and here comes Harry Davis. Davis rolls a 12 for a 24, and that's going to be a ground ball over to short. Schaefer flips that one over to Downs for the force at second. We go now to the top of the second inning, and there's still no score. Here comes Bill Coughlin. So both teams having runners on base, and both teams with decisions to make. Worked for one, didn't work for another. Coughlin rolls a 32 for a 26. It's a ground ball to second. Eddie Collins throws to first. There's 1 away. Here comes Fred Payne, the catcher. And he rolls a 54 for a 45. There is a little lead rule to be concerned with, but it's a 56 out of the range. Fly ball to right. Murphy's got that. There's 2 away. Now here is Red Downs. And he rolls a 14 for a 43. There's another little lead roll to concern ourselves with. It's a 31. It's out of the range. And so the Tigers go quietly in the top of the second. We go now to the bottom of the second inning. Still no score. Up is Danny Murphy. Murphy hitting 240, 14 men driven in. 273 on base percentage, and a little bit of power. He rolls a 42 for a 13 and strikes out, 1 away. Up now is Jimmy Collins. That's the first strikeout Summers has collected. Collins rolls a 34 for a 44. It's a fly ball to center, and Crawford is there, 2 away. Jack Coombs comes up now, and he rolls a 34 for another 44, and there's a little E roll this time. And it's going to be an 11, so that will be an error. That's changed to an 18, which means it's an error on Schaefer, and Coombs goes over to first. So the Athletics have a runner on at first base. Here comes Schreckengost. 2 outs, however, so he won't bunt, and the roll's a 26 for a 30. It's a fly ball over to center, and Crawford has that one easily for the out. We go now to the top of the third inning. It's still no score, and here's Ed Summers. Pitcher rolls a 26 for a 29. Comebacker to Eddie Plank, who throws to first. 1 gone. Matty McIntyre up there now, and he rolls a 23. 32 is the result. Fly ball to right, and Murphy's got that. 2 away. Here comes Germany Schaefer. Schaefer hitting 261. He's 1 for 1. He has the only base hit for the Tigers, and he rolls a 34 for 44. It's a fly ball to center, and Coombs has that one for the out. And that'll take us down now to the bottom of the third inning, I'm sorry. And it'll be Eddie Plank leading this off. Plank is a batter hitting 261, and look at that, he rolls an 11 for a 0, and then a 44 for a 6. That'll be a double for Plank, and that brings up Topsy Hartzell now with the runner on his second base. Plank, not a fast runner. They're going to keep him in, of course. He's pitching well. See if Hartzell can get a hold of one. He's hitting only 217 as Topsy. And the roll is a 31 for a 14, and so Summers gives up a rare walk. That's only the 16th walk that Ed has given up this season, and that brings up Simon Nichols. And you know what we're going to do now, of course. We don't even have to say it. We're going to bunt. And the roll is a 41 for a 28. It's a good bunt, what we wanted to do. Bunt over to Coughlin, the third baseman throws to first. That's his only play, and the runners move up, and that'll bring up Eddie Collins. And now you have a decision if you're at Detroit. Do you pitch to Collins or do you pitch to Davis? So we'll look at their cards and just do a real quick eye comparison. Very, very similar hitters. I think that we probably want to walk Collins and pitch to Davis, but it's a big question, especially since that loads up the bases with only 1 out. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk him. So we walk him. We issued the intentional walk. It would have been a 16, which is a 26, I think might have allowed a run to score if the infield's in. Bases now are loaded, and the infield comes in here. Bottom of the third inning, it's a 1-run game with 1 away. Or it's a, scoreless game with 1 away. And here's Harry Davis. And Davis, who's hitting 243, is going to swing away. And the roll is a 61 for a 37, changed to a 39. And the runners decide to try to steal, and the runner at third is called out trying to steal home. The others move up a base, so there's 2 away, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to walk Davis. And the roll is a 13 for a 14. He would have walked anyway, so he's walked intentionally. That means Summers now has given up 3 free passes and will elect to pitch to Danny Murphy. And you bet that the crowd here in Philadelphia is going absolutely bananas over this. Murphy's roll is a 34 for a 44, but there is a little E-roll. This could change everything. It's a 21, and it will. 21, and it's going to be an error on the third baseman. It was a ground ball hit to Coughlin, and it ate him up. The runners move 2 bases up, and Murphy is safe at first. It's a 2-0 lead for Philadelphia, and that'll bring up Jimmy Collins. You wonder why I show you my dice roll. See here, this is part of the reason, so we know that there's no trickery going on, right, when something crazy happens. Collins now rolls a 36 for a 33. There's a pop-up over to second, and that's going to be Downs making the catch for the out. But the damage was done. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It's a 2-0 lead now for Philadelphia. What an inning that one was. Here's Sam Crawford. Crawford rolls a 53 for a 16, changed to 15. That'll be a fly ball left field. Hartzell's got that, 1 away. Ty Cobb up there now. He rolls a 54 for a 45, fly ball right field. Murphy's got that, and there's 2 gone, and up now comes Claude Rossman. Rolls a 64 for a 13. Rossman will strike out, and we'll go now to the bottom of the 4th inning. I was saying yesterday about how when the Browns were hitting in that 1949 game, how quickly time seemed to fly. You think that was fast. You ain't seen nothing yet, man. This game, NP3, if you don't get hits, it goes quick. Coombs rolls a 64 for a 29, comebacker to Summers, who throws to first. 1 away. Here's Ossie Schreckengost. His roll 31 for a 36. That's going to be changed to a 40. That's a foul ball. The next roll is a 61 for a 32. Fly ball right field, and Cobb has that one. 2 away, and here comes Eddie Plank. Plank will roll a 32 for a 26. That'll be a ground ball second base, and Downs fields that one, and he throws to first for the out. Top of the 5th inning, it'll be Bill Coughlin here for the Tigers, down 2-0. Coughlin rolls a 42 for a 39, that'll be a strike. Next roll, 52 for a 27, ground ball third base. It's Collins who fields that, throws to first, 1 away. Fred Payne up next. And he rolls a 14 for a 43, it's fly ball to left. Hartzell's got that, 2 away, and here comes Red Downs. And Downs rolls a 66. How about that for a 0? and then a 15. That's going to be a 2. So a big triple for Downs, the number 8 hitter for the Tigers. It brings up Ed Summers, but with 2 outs, and you got to wonder if they're not sort of wasting it a little bit. So Summers comes up there, 2 men away. And his roll 33 for an 8, but it's an 8 against the B plank, and it's a fly ball over to right. Murphy's got that for the out. We go now to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it remains a 2-0 lead for Philadelphia. Both runs unearned, remember that. Up is Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell rolls a 62 for a 12. There is a little E-roll. We know about those. And the roll's a 45 out of the range. It's going to be a ground ball over to first base. Rossman has that and goes to the bag himself, 1 away. Simon Nichols comes up here now. Nichols, 1 for 1 with a bunt, rolls a 26 for a 32. It's a fly ball to right, and Cobb has that for the second out, 2 away, and here comes Eddie Collins. And the roll is an 11 for a 0. Next roll is a 15 for a 2. That'll be a triple to left center for Collins, and that'll bring up Davis. Now you know why we elected to walk him. Davis was walked intentionally last time up 2. 2 men away, runner on a third, but they'll pitch to Harry this time. And the roll is a 26 for a 27. It's a ground ball to third, and Coughlin makes the play this time over to first for the out. Go to the top of the 6th inning, and it is a 2-0 lead for the Athletics. Here comes Matty McIntyre. And the roll 62 for a 12. There is, again, a little E-roll, so hold your horses. Rolls a 31 out of the range. So it's a ground ball to first, and it'll be easy for Davis. He just goes to the bag with it, 1 away. Here comes Germany Schaefer. And the roll 21 for a 30. Fly ball to left, and Hartzell's got that, 2 away. Here now is Sam Crawford. 2 outs, top of the 6th. He rolls a 51 for an 8, and that'll be a fly ball to center. Coombs has that one for the out. And we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it remains a 2-0 lead for Philadelphia. Here comes Danny Murphy. 2-0, quick game. Not much offense. Murphy rolls a 23 for a 32, fly ball to right. Cobb is there, 1 away. Jimmy Collins now rolls a 63 for a 30. It's a fly ball to left. McIntyre makes that catch, 2 away. Up is Jack Coombs, and he rolls a 62 for a 12. It's a ground ball to Rossman, who the first baseman, who does it himself to the bag. We're going to the top of the 7th inning now. Still is a 2-0 lead for Philadelphia. Here comes Ty Cobb. His roll 43 for a 29. Comebacker to Eddie Plank, who throws to first, 1 away. Claude Rossman up now. His roll is a 54 for a 45. It's a fly ball to right, and it'll be Murphy making that catch, 2 away. Here's Bill Coughlin. And he rolls a 21 for a 30, so Hartzell makes that play. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. You wonder why they played so quickly back then. Well, this is part of the reason why. You don't get base hits. Not much to stop you. Here's Schreckenghost. Ossie rolls a 46 for a 27, ground ball to third, and Coughlin throws to first, 1 away. Here comes the pitcher, Eddie Plank, who's 1 for 2. He was caught stealing, trying to steal home, was that right? Strange play. His roll is a 34 for a 44. It's a fly ball to center, and Crawford has it, 2 away, and up comes Topsy Hartzell. And he rolls a 23 for a 32, fly ball to right. Cobb has that one for the out. And just like that, we go to the top of the 8th inning. And it's going to be Fred Payne here leading this off for the Tigers, down 2-0. His roll is a 25, but for a 36. Not a great hitting card. Next roll is an 11 for an 8, so there is a single to left center field for Payne. That'll bring up Red Downs. And Payne is not all that slow. We're going to try to bunt him over. The roll is a 65 for a 35, but there is a little E-roll. It's an 11. So that will end up being an error. That will count as a bunt. It was a bunt to the right side. Davis threw over to Collins, and Collins dropped it down safe at first. That brings up Ed Summers. Now we have something going on. Summers is going to try to bunt. So we'll see what happens with Ed. And the roll is a 51 for a 13. That's a foul strike. You always have to be careful bunting with when you roll a 13. And the next roll is an 11 for an 8. This would have been a base hit. Instead, it's a bunt back to Plank, who throws over to the second baseman Downs covering at first. And there's 1 away and runners on at second and third. Now, this is the question. What do you do here? Do you leave first base open against McIntyre? Matty's hitting .316 as a .377 on-base percentage. Now, I know in 1908, nobody's going to look at this and say, oh, you know, McIntyre has this high on-base percentage, so we should do this or that about it, right? But when you're managing the game, you got to know that, hey, you know, maybe we have a better chance against Schaefer. And so I think what the Athletics are going to do here is they're going to walk McIntyre. So here we go. We do what we're supposed to do, say walk him and roll. Yes, walk him. Roll, by the way, was a 32, so that might have gotten them out of the inning. Instead, they walk him. That'll bring up Germany Schaefer with the bases loaded. Infield will come in. Try to cut off that run at the plate. Schaefer is going to swing away, hitting 257. And his roll is a 24 for a 13, so you can forget about the whole thing. There's 2 away now. Up comes Sam Crawford with the bases juiced. Crawford's roll is a 15 for a 10, and that's going to be a single over third base, and that's going to tie this ball game. So Sam Crawford gets it done with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that intentional walk does loom large, doesn't it? That'll bring up Ty Cobb. 2-2 now the score, and you don't want Cobb to beat you, so you know what we're going to do. Walk him. And so we do walk Cobb. The rule would have been at 26. He would have struck out and gotten him out of the inning. So that lets you know what that's like. Here comes Claude Rossman. Bases juice, 2 away. And the rule 41 for a 28. That'll be a ground ball to short. Nichols fields that and throws over to first for the out. And that was a long one. We go now to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Simon Nichols here to lead this off for the Athletics. 2-2 the score. Nichols rolls a 62 for a 12. There's a little E-roll. It's a 63 out of the range, so it's a ground ball over to first. Rossman fields it, goes to the back himself, 1 away. Eddie Collins now. He rolls a 56 for a 32. Fly ball to right. Cobb has that for the out, 2 away. Here now Harry Davis. And Davis's roll is a 33 for a 0. And the next roll is a 66 for a 1. That's a rarity. So Harry Davis with power smacks a home run over the right field fence and makes this a 3-2 lead for the Athletics. Good heavens. So Davis gets it done here late for Philadelphia. That'll bring up Danny Murphy. And I'm in shock at that one. That doesn't happen often in 1908. Up is Murphy. Murphy's roll is a 42 for a 13. That's a strikeout. But man, oh man. We go now to the top of the 9th inning, and that was incredible. So up comes Coughlin. Coughlin, for the Tigers, is 0 for 3 today. And his roll is a 21 for a 30. It's a fly ball to left. Hartzell has it, 1 away. Fred Payne now. And he will roll a 22 for an 8. That's a single, but then he's caught trying to steal. So Payne, with the awful card, goes 2 for 4 today. He did score a run and was trying to make it happen himself, and it's not going to happen. 2 away. Eddie Plank is 1 batter away. Red Downs, and Downs rolls a 31 for a 9. That's a pop-up over to the left side, and that'll be caught by Jimmy Collins for the final out. So the Athletics come from behind... they come from tied to win this with that big home run. Only 4 hits for Philadelphia, and 1 was a home run. Imagine that. And I bet that didn't happen too often in 1908. Athletics win this one. They'll go to 22-16. The Tigers go to 18-18. Hope you enjoyed that one. This was a real doozy. I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.